Every few years, the world seems to enter a period of uncertainty. Headlines become dominated by wars, geopolitical tensions, trade disputes, inflation concerns, and fears about the economy. For most people, these events feel distant. They happen in another country, another region, or somewhere far away from daily life. But history shows that global disruptions rarely stay isolated. Eventually, they find their way into our everyday finances. They appear at the fuel pump. They appear in grocery stores. They appear in utility bills. And sometimes, they even affect jobs and household income. The question isn't whether we can predict exactly what will happen next. The question is whether we're prepared if economic conditions become more challenging. To understand why, let's look at how global events affect ordinary families. When geopolitical tensions increase, energy markets often become more volatile. If oil and energy prices rise, transportation becomes more expensive. When transportation costs increase, businesses pay more to move goods around the world. And when businesses face higher costs, those costs are often passed on to consumers. That means higher prices for food, household products, travel, and many of the things we buy every day. This is one of the reasons inflation can remain elevated during periods of global uncertainty. For middle-class families, the effects are usually felt first through the cost of living. A grocery bill that used to feel manageable starts becoming more expensive. Fuel costs rise. Utility bills increase. And suddenly, the household budget has less room for flexibility. At the same time, some industries may experience additional pressure. Businesses facing higher costs and weaker consumer demand often become more cautious. Hiring may slow down, investment may decrease, and certain sectors can become more vulnerable during periods of economic uncertainty. Now, this isn't a reason to panic. In fact, panic is usually the worst response. The good news is that while we can't control global events, we can control how prepared we are. The first step is building an emergency fund. Having savings set aside creates a financial buffer when unexpected expenses appear or income becomes uncertain. Even small, consistent contributions can make a meaningful difference over time. The second step is reducing high-interest debt. Debt becomes much harder to manage when financial conditions tighten. The less money going toward interest payments, the more flexibility you have when challenges arise. The third step is investing in your skills. In an uncertain economy, your ability to earn income remains one of your most valuable assets. Learning new technologies, improving communication skills, and staying adaptable can increase your resilience in a changing job market. The fourth step is diversifying your income. Many households rely on a single source of income. While that may work during stable times, multiple income streams can provide additional security during periods of uncertainty. And finally, avoid lifestyle inflation. When income increases, it's tempting to increase spending just as quickly. But financial resilience comes from creating a gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap becomes your savings, your investments, and your financial safety net. Every generation faces challenges. Some face recessions, some face inflation, some face geopolitical instability and rising costs. The families that navigate these periods most successfully are rarely the ones that predict the future perfectly. They're the ones that prepare for multiple possibilities. You can't control wars. You can't control global markets. You can't control energy prices or international politics. But you can control your savings. You can control your skills. You can control your spending habits. And you can control how prepared you are for whatever comes next. So don't panic, prepare. Because financial resilience isn't built when the storm arrives, it's built before it does.